Friday, a big lead slipped away in the late innings. Yesterday, a shutdown by a veteran starter and his lights-out bullpen. Today, the Nats look for Gio to stop the skid in an all-lefty matchup with Paul Maholm. It's the series finale from Nationals Park. Well, it's a good day at the ballpark. Sunny skies, a little breezy, a little cool. Braves are looking for a sweep, but that's a good-looking W right there. Maybe a nice omen for a salvage operation against a 10-1 Atlanta ball club today. Bob and FP, good to be back with you. We missed you guys yesterday, and it's not like the Braves are knocking the Nats all over the park. A couple of plays here and there have made big differences in this series. And today, two left-handers who are really dealing.
Yeah, Gio Gonzalez takes the ball for the Nationals today, and look for him to have a good outing. Last time out against the White Sox, a little bit of a struggle. 84 pitches through 4 innings, so his pitch count was up there high. That's April 3rd against the Marlins when he was nice, but last time out it felt a little bit of a struggle. He gave up just 1 run on a balk, but his pitch count was up. So Gio Gonzalez today, just get in that strike zone. You don't want to run up the pitch count against this good Braves offense. Get this, Gio Gonzalez, when he gets 4 runs or more, 44-0 for his career. How about that?
Yeah, a couple of 4s, and he faced this ball club 4 times last year. Went 2-2, and he's looking to outdo a Paul Maholm today. There might be some power in the yard. You never know when some of these guys are going to explode. The Nationals have had a bunch of homers on this homestand. 17, third best in the league. Atlanta and Colorado right ahead. But hopefully it's a blast-off day, and then head to Miami. By Ocean City. Visit Ocean City, Maryland for Springfest, May 2nd through 5th. Find out more at ococean.com. By Outback Steakhouse. It's always fresh in the Outback. And by the Hyundai Let's Go sales event now through April 30th. A lot of folks are still coming down Half Street from the Navy Yard Station to settle in. for a Sunday afternoon of baseball. The Nats and the Braves. A series that hasn't gone the way we either anticipated or had hoped, but a chance to turn things around today. And there would be nothing at all wrong with a 4-2 homestand heading for Miami and New York. So the little guys and gals are out there today.
There's some great shots right now of everybody on defense talking to these little kids. Kurt Suzuki just leaning over, talking to a little girl at home plate. And now they hustle off the field because it's game on.
Train is celebrating its 100th anniversary by offering irresistible financing. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. So it's 64 degrees, clear skies, breeze blowing, not that hard, but coming in from the left field corner. Braves are hitting .252, 18 homers just behind Colorado, and Ramiro Pena has a home run and 2 RBIs in this series. He hit that game-winning home run for the Braves on Friday night against Craig Stammen that got them that cap off of their comeback, and they kept on going and won yesterday. But today they have to face Gio Gonzalez with that 0.82 ERA.
Yeah, last time out on the 9th against the White Sox, gave up 1 run on a balk in 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, struck out 7, walked 2. Through 99 pitches, 57 for strikes. So fastball curve change for Gio Gonzalez today against the Braves. Set the defense behind Gio, stamp it. Harper, Spanworth in the outfield, Desmond Zimmerman on left side, Espinosa LaRoche on the right side, and Kurt Suzuki doing the catching.
Bill Welke, 14-year veteran, has the plate today. And then Brian O'Nora, Adrian Johnson, and Crucci Field and Culbreth around the bases. So the Nats defense ready, the umpires are ready. Gio Gonzalez is having a visit with himself on the back hill of the mound and psyching himself up to face a good Atlanta ball club that really has not gelled offensively yet.
And it's time for your FC Intelligence Report. Pound the Zone took 84 pitches to get through 4 innings last time out for Gio.
Ball game underway, and B.J. Upton to the wall in left field. Have the Braves found themselves a new leadoff man? They had gone with Andrelton Simmons, and now Upton the last 2 games.
FC, the Association for Global Security Professionals, Pound the Zone, took 84 pitches to get through 4 innings last time out against the Sox. Over 20. Last time out, he earned his 60th career win to move 20 games over 500 for his career. Gio Gonzalez 60-40 now. In home ERA, check it out, in 14 starts at Nats Park in 2012, had an ERA of just 2.38.
So B.J. Upton came into the series 1 for 9. Jason Hayward is 1 for 7. Evan Gattis is 1 for 7. Dan Uggla 1 for 7. Andrelton Simmons 0 for 6. A lot of folks around the National League are wondering, when these Atlanta bats start exploding, how good will these guys be then? Hard to be much better than 10-1. So Gio with a long look at the runner, and Hayward drew Zimmerman in by showing bunt for an instant. Ball 1. Braves on the road are 5-0. The Nats at home are 6-2. And there's Hayward bunting, acting like a real number 2 guy here. Interesting.
Well, I think, when you talk about the game today and who he's facing, left on left, tough at bat, tough to pull a Gio Gonzalez fastball, trying to get the Braves on the board quick here in the top of the first. After you win the first 2 games, you score first in the 3rd game of the series. It's a big deal.
Jason Hayward 4 for 12 career against Gio. So B.J. Upton with that hit, 2 for 10 in the series, only his 5th hit of the year. And Gio's fastballs close, not missing by much. Hayward in the air, right side. A run for Espinosa and Worth. And Danny Espinosa will go to a knee, and he's going to throw it just wide at third base. On the bag, it might have been a 4-5 double play. Heads up base running by B.J. Upton on a good play by Danny Espinosa.
I mean, that's a great play by Espinosa right there. Good base running by B.J. Upton. And he's going back and tagging, nowhere to really go right here. He's kind of caught in no man's land, but watch how far Espinosa goes over the shoulder catch. And I know it's just the top of the first inning, but when you've had some defensive difficulties so far in this series, the fact that Espinosa went out there and made that play, if that ball drops, everybody in a red jersey is looking at himself going, oh, here we go again. So that's a big play right there by Danny.
Yeah, and the Braves have had some flares drop in this series. He starts off, the right-handed hitter Justin Upton, with a breaking ball that missed. Upton 3 hits in the series. His last 3 times up on Friday, double, single, RBI single. Fastball right by him at 94.
I mean, that ball drops, you got a runner on second base. It's 1-0 Braves. And now Gio Gonzalez has a chance to go for the strikeout here against Justin Upton. That was a huge play by Espinosa.
Breaking ball. A slide to the left by Suzuki. 2 balls, 1 strike. Braves have won 8 in a row. 3-game lead over the Nats and the Mets. And the Braves are headed home to play Kansas City for a couple, then on to Pittsburgh and Colorado. And the Nationals about to embark on a 6-game road trip. Miami, Gio's home, and New York. .3-1 pitch, just missing on the inside corner.
Gio missing that start in South Florida just saved himself a bunch of money on tickets. That's a good pitch. 3-1, you want to get it in there. If you're going to miss off the plate. You got a base right now. A very good hitter up there in an offensive count. Tried to place a fastball in the inner half, missed, and that's okay. Ground ball double play in order.
Yeah, and you might have seen the pitch track there. Pitch number 1 was a breaking ball that I thought was a strike. The entire baseball was in the zone. He did not get that call. So now you have Evan Gattis, who hit the home run yesterday against Strasburg after the Zimmerman error. Huge sequence in that game. That's a fastball. The tails to the corner. Gio got the call.
Evan Gattis taking a look back at Bill Welke. Didn't like the call. Gio Gonzalez, good pitch. Strike 1. So important in these situations.
That ball is scorched to the left field wall. Off the wall. A run scores. Runners at second and third. Atlanta's on the board. And Evan Gattis continues to make big news around baseball.
Well, he showed he could hit a fastball yesterday. The home run that he hit off Steven Strasburg, 96 miles an hour up in his eyes, and he got on top of it. But he just showed Gio Gonzalez and everybody on defense he can hit the low fastball too. It had a little hair on it. 93, turned it around, almost knocked down the left field wall. And what a story he's become early in this 2013 season. Evan Gattis from nowhere to superstar for the Braves here in the first 2 weeks of the year.
And that's a tough place to be from. Here's Dan Uggla. 1 for 7 in this series, and Gio starts him with a first pitch breaking ball. And another strike 2.
I'm going to think it back to the first game of the series and talking about Ross Detweiler, how well he pitched against these Braves with just his fastball, and seeing Evan Gattis hit that ball on that one off Strasburg yesterday, and knowing what a good fastball hitting team this is, makes that start by Ross on Friday that much more impressive.
That's right. I think Ross Detweiler wanted to keep on pitching. He didn't sound real happy coming out after 7 innings the other night.
And that's what you want from your pitchers.
Exactly. Steven Strasburg, high pitch count yesterday. Breaking ball, and Uggla strikes out as Gio Really works over the right-handed hitter with the hooks. And Dan Uggla doesn't think he swung.
Well, he's asked him to ask for help. That's all he's saying. Hey, I don't know if I went or not, but can you look down to first at Brian Honora and ask him? And I don't think Uggla went. Gio Gonzalez might have got a break. Side shot, close.
Gio's 13th strikeout of the year. Great time for it. Now he'll face Chris Johnson, who has 4 hits in this series and hit one out of the park on Friday. His breaking ball by far his best pitch right now. Johnson off to a great start at 344. Walked up again. And now this hitter's quandary up, Pete, that you guys go through. He's not going to triple up on me 3 in a row, is he?
Well, it's his best pitch right now. And it's funny, sat in the first row yesterday watching this ball game, and I watched Chris Johnson a couple at-bats against Steven Strasburg. There was a curveball and a changeup sequence where he actually stepped out of the box and was laughing to himself on how nasty the pitches were that he just saw from Strasburg.
No balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball up the middle, and the Braves are going to lead 3-0.
I mean, this team is on some kind of roll right now. You talk about getting a team when they're hot. It's a good baseball team to start with, then you add how hot they are as a ball club, and Gio Gonzalez way ahead right there. Probably wanted to bounce that pitch, left it up out over the heart of the plate, and Chris Johnson making the adjustments. After the 3rd curveball he saw, he was on it.
3 hits in the inning. 20th pitch coming. 7th hitter coming, Andrelton Simmons.
Now, that'll happen throughout the course of a year. You're going to run into a team that's locked in, that's hot, that's a buzzsaw, and no matter how good you are as a ball club, it's a test. But you take a good club like the Braves and have them hot like this. Freddie Gonzalez is loving what he's seeing from his club, obviously, early in this season.
I don't think anybody expected this from them. With Brian McCann and Freddie Freeman. McCann not starting the season, Freeman hurting his oblique. And it's a great indication, FP, of you don't have to hit for high average. But if you can string hits together, and that's what they've done, you'll score enough runs to win.
You got to have good pitching and defense to do that, too.
Sure. They have the best ERA in baseball, 1.98 for the entire staff. Ramiro Pena, part-time guy, 4 hits, 2 RBIs in this series. Three-two pitch, runner moving. Ball 4.
And Kurt Suzuki going to go out there. Steve McCaddy coming out to settle Gio Gonzalez down. You know, we said it in the open. We talked about it with the FC Intelligence Report. Last time against the Sox, 84 pitches from Gio to get through 4. And he is working some kind of hard right here in the top of the 1st.
Nationals pitchers have walked 12 Braves in this series. Steven Strasburg just 1 in his start yesterday. Ross Detweiler 2 on Friday. They did not hurt him.
I thought Strasburg pitched very, very good yesterday. Fastball was 96 to 98 first 2-3 innings, down to 95, 94. Made big pitches when he had to.
And evidently whoever called that game yesterday didn't have to face him. We heard from the booth he didn't have good stuff.
Not what I saw.
Wow. Ramiro Pena, 7 for 17 to start the season, and he's 4 for 5 in this series. Here's another thing. Somehow this guy's 2 for 2 against Gio Gonzalez career. Saw him in the American League when he was with the Yankees.
Good curveball right there. That's the one he was looking to throw to Chris Johnson. Nasty bite, late break. And check out the rotation, the spin. And Pena recognizing it, but watch how much it drops at the very end, right over the top. Well, that's a great shot.
0-2. Swing and a miss. It'll require a throw from Suzuki. Gio, couple of strikeouts, couple of walks. 3 Atlanta hits, 3 Atlanta runs. Home runs and some pretty good sticks these days. Danny Espinosa got his first of the year yesterday. The Nats only run in that 3-1 loss to the Braves. It came in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hopefully that'll get Danny going. He's 1 for 7 in this series. But Spanworth and Harper on this homestand, hitting nearly .330 as an outfield. Here's Paul Maholm, 10 career starts against the Nats. It hasn't gone well for him. A 5.52 ERA and a record of 1-6. But FP throwing as well as any lefty in the league right now.
Yeah, coming off a good outing on the 8th against the Marlins. 7 shutout innings, gave up just 1 hit, struck out 7, walked 3 through 98 pitches, 59 of those for strikes. So 4-pitch guy, fastball, slider, curveball, change, fastball in the upper 80s. Guy that'll attack the strike zone. Can't really stay in the middle of the plate. Likes to work the corners, throw any pitch in any count.
Denard Span in this series, 3 for 9, couple of runs and RBI. Checks in at .325 with the 6th best on-base percentage in the league, .449. On the strength of those hits, plus 9 walks, second most in the league. Left side, flirting with the line, and about 4 feet foul.
Let's set the defense for the Braves today. Upton, Hayward in the outfield. Pretty good arms all the way around. Simmons, Pena on the left side. Ugla Johnson on the right side. And Babe Gaddis doing the catching. Denard Span taking his time getting back into the box.
Yeah, I noticed that about him the other day. He's not going to rush back in there.
That's smart. I mean, you run a ball out. You don't want to rush. You're in a 1-2 count right now. Regroup. You don't want to be breathing hard and trying to see a ball at the same time.
One-two pitch. Breaking ball. He waited for it, and it's just outside the bag.
Well, he hit one barely foul down the left field line. Barely foul down the right field line. Now he hit one right back up the middle.
I don't mind seeing a guy use the entire ballpark in his first at bat.
Sure.
Such a good two-strike hitter. That is close to the bag and just foul. Let's go inside the numbers. Find out why the government and employees choose STGinc.com. Look at what our outfield is doing, as well as some of the other outfielders as a group in baseball. The average, the OPS, the homers, RBIs, and even stolen bases.
Span 325, Worth 283, Harper 372. They play next to each other on defense, and they hit next to each other in the order.
They're all in all together. 1-2, Span battling. Got a piece of it to the right side. Ball spinning back toward Dan Uggla for the first out. Paul Mahalam, until last year, had never had a winning season in the big leagues. 9-6 for the Cubs. Came over here in a deal with Reed Johnson to Atlanta, that is. Went 4-5 for the Braves, but he went 13-11. His best previous record in that regard, 9-9 with the Cubs. In 08 he had gone, rather the Pirates, and he had gone 10-15 with the Bucks the year before that. 68 and 84 career. Jason Worth is 10 for 28 against him. With a home run. Fastball misses. 3-0.
That's a good take right there. Your all systems go. 2-0 count. You get the pitch you're looking for, a fastball right down the middle, but it starts at the bottom of the zone and it's low. You swing at that, it's a ground ball. It's a good take.
And the 3-0 take. Big crowd gathering today. Ballpark's going to be pretty full. Hopefully by the time Bryce Harper bats. Worth on an off-speed pitch. Like a breaker right under his hands, and a good take for the one-out walk. That'll bring in Bryce Harper, who is 5th in the league in batting average, tied for 1st in hits, 4th in homers, 5th in RBIs, and in the top 5 in slugging.
You got a 3-run lead, you go 3-1 curveball.
Yeah.
I mean, you could pound the zone right there and see how far Jason Worth can hit that and still have a 2-run lead. We've seen that come back to haunt guys at times. You got a lead, even if you throw any pitch in any count, you got to challenge hitters. Can't put them on for free.
Bryce Harper, breaking ball back to the pitcher, who deflects, and then a good play by Simmons to sweep the glove over to the bag. 1-6, fielder's choice.
Yeah, first pitch curveball, Bryce out in front, maybe off the end a little bit, but you see the spin on the ball off the glove of Mahalam. Good play by Simmons behind him, just to get an out.
Andrelton Simmons reminds me of a young Royce Clayton. Quick, athletic, good arm. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Ryan's had some success against Mahalam career, 7 for 21. Ryan in this series, 2 for 8. And he'll go right side. Dan Uggla to his left. And the Nats bats quiet in the first inning. One runner stranded. Atlanta after one, 3-0. Folks still coming in. It'll be a big crowd today. Second inning presented by Luna. Call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Paul Mahalam can hack a little bit. Couple of career home runs. A 107 career hitter. He's 0 for 5 this year. Gio gets the outside edge. Counts even 1-1. 28 pitches, 17 strikes in that 3-hit, 3-run. Braves first.
It's a pretty good pitch.
Bill Welke has had a tight zone early in this one. I'm really thinking about still that first pitch breaking ball to Justin Upton. He didn't get the call, walked him, and pretty soon the Braves had 3 runs.
Well, it's up to Gio Gonzalez to settle down right now, keep the Braves right at 3 runs, and hopefully his offense gets him right back in this ballgame.
2-2 pitch. That's right in there. Strikeout number 3.
Oh, we talked about it the last couple of Gio Gonzalez's starts. Last year led all of baseball in striking out opposing pitchers in the batter's box with 41. And there he goes again today.
Interesting stat.
Random.
Pitch Track brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web, MBUSA.com. Here's B.J. Upton. He came up hacking early first time, and he just did it again. He just lasered a ball down the left field line. That double got things going for Atlanta. There's a good breaking ball. Foul tipped.
I know the Braves have 3 runs early, but Gio Gonzalez has his best curveball of the year going early in this game.
Oh, 2 pitch.
Yeah, throw that high fastball up in your eyes. Come right back with a curveball coming out of the same angle.
Yep. See if he can bury one here. He goes heater away. Kurt Suzuki framing it, holding his mitt.
Didn't like the call again.
Wow.
Little look to his own dugout after this. Watch Gio Gonzalez's head after the pitch. Looking to his dugout. Where was that?
Left side, Ian Desmond on the run. Guns him out. Good stretch by LaRoche. 2 down. Government and employees choose STG Inc. We go inside the numbers. So how hard he throws his pitches and how many strikes he gets with them.
I think you see the low strike percentage maybe, I guess, on the curveball, because It's a lot of swings and misses. I'm trying to figure that one out right now.
Kind of tells you that maybe guys think it's in the zone. By the time they take their swing, it's unreachable. He goes front door with that one and misses. Hayward crushes that ball to center. Span going back, got a good jump. And a 1-2-3. Top of the second for Gio Gonzalez. LaRoche, Desmond, Espinosa on the way.
With a line drive to center to end, I was ready Denard Span. I'm going to give Denard a little love right here because that ball's hit, and he makes this play look so easy, and that's all he's done since he's been in that. He's gotten a good jump, little hang time there. Maybe a lot of guys are top speed, reaching out at the very end. Denard Span cruising because he works on his jumps every day, and you know what's not to like about the guy? The way he's been as a leadoff hitter, the pitches he's seen, how deep he's gone into counts, his base running, and the way he plays center field. No, by the way, he's got a pretty good arm too, so we like what we've seen from Denard Span early in this season. Makes it look easy out there.
Yeah, 12th game of the year. Great start. A guy who's really helped this offense, too. Here's Adam LaRoche in this series, a hit and a walk. He handles lefties well, and he's 3 for 9 career against Paul Mahalam. Good ID on a breaking ball. It's 1-1. '81. Mahalam, one of those little bit of this, little bit of that guys, doesn't overpower you.
Slider in the 80s, curveball in the 70s, changeup in the low 80s, and move the fastball around the upper 80s.
And LaRoche can't reach that breaking ball. First strikeout for the 30-year-old left-hander from Greenwood, Mississippi.
Well, you throw the slider for a strike at 81, and then, as any good control pitcher will do, try to expand the strike zone and throw it to make it look like the previous pitch, but a little bit wider and gets the chase. That's a tough go as a hitter. You see the rotation. He just proved to you can throw it as a strike. You have to commit.
Left side. That one handled by the third baseman, Ramiro Pena.
The second baseman, number 8.
Another good crowd, and good crowds all weekend long. And they are locked and loaded, ready to cheer for their Nats.
Danny Espinosa got them on their feet yesterday.
He did.
41,992 here. 33 plus on Friday. Danny is 1 for 10 career against Mahala. 1 for 7 in this series.
I thought Tim Hudson did such a good job yesterday of mixing things up, throwing his fastball, keeping it down, elevating it when he needed to late in the count, and just throwing his off speed for strikes whenever. He's the kind of guy you got to get early. If you don't get Tim Hudson early, it can be a long day. Remember last year, I think there was 3 different occasions when the Nats scored 4 runs in the first inning off Tim Hudson, and it looked like they were going to do that yesterday. They came out smoking against Tim Hudson again, but once he got out of a few jams early, a couple of double plays, settled down nicely, and it was a tough go for Davey Johnson and his offense.
Yeah, Hudson now 2-0 with a 2.50 ERA. 1-2 to Espinosa. Danny manages to get a piece of that breaking ball that was diving down and in. Oh, looks like it got him right on the batting glove. Fastball in.
Well, that's a tough guy right there. Let's hope he's okay. He's not going to show any kind of pain, but whenever your hands are moving toward the baseball and the ball hits you in the hand, and that got him good. See the reaction? We're going to take a little walk around. Lee Kuntz out to check out the hand of Danny Espinosa, right hand to his throwing hand.
That'll bring in Kurt Suzuki, and of course the Nats have already lost 1 player this weekend.
Yeah, bottom hand right there. That's a great shot. I mean, it shows exactly where it hit him. I think that's better than a finger, though. It's kind of the meat part of your hand, the underneath right here below your pinky. Let's hope it got that instead of a finger. Trying to get that feeling back right now.
Well, here's Kurt Suzuki. 0 for 3 with a walk. Yes, Friday, actually. And there was a bit of a chain reaction in the Nats organization. Jonathan Solano called up to replace Wilson Ramos. Catcher Jeff Howell promoted from Harrisburg to AAA Syracuse. And then at Harrisburg, they activated catcher Chris Watts from the disabled list. So catchers on the move within the organization when Wilson Ramos pulled that left hamstring yesterday.
And just tough luck for Wilson Ramos, man. You work so hard to get back. The MRI showed that there wasn't as much damage in the hamstring, so he should be back after his 15-day disabled stint. It's not going to be anything longer. We'll check out the last pitch to Kurt Suzuki. 2-0, bottom of the zone.
Yeah, that's okay if it goes both ways. Suzuki, clean base hit. Stopping at second, Danny Espinosa. 2 on, 2 out with Gio coming up.
I mean, how many teams in baseball can lose a catcher with a hamstring for 15 days and have a guy like Kurt Suzuki right there? They've been switching off every other day.
I can think of one.
Another good at-bat from Kurt Suzuki. Line drive to right. And when he came out of the box, he's thinking, Jason Hayward's got a good arm. I better hustle to first base. 2 outs, bottom of the second. There goes a no-hitter.
Gio's 2 for 3 this year. Over the dugout right side. Pretty good hack. Gio's career batting average over 100 with his 2 knocks this year. One of them out of the park. 108, 2 homers, 5 RBIs career. And a slow roller third base side. That one handled by Ramiro Pena. Nats get a hit batter and a base hit. They've stranded 3 in a 3-0 game. Masson, brought to you by DentaQuest. Lots of happy fans enjoying a great day at the ballpark today. DentaQuest provides affordable dental coverage for priceless smiles. Reminds you to ask your broker about DentaQuest. And by the Hyundai Let's Go sales event, now through April 30th. Our beautiful Capitol Dome, which, by the way, down on the ground floor, has a statue of Ronald Reagan, and part of that statue is made up of the Berlin Wall. You can grab a season ticket plan here at the ballpark. A partial, a half-season plan. You can still grab every remaining home game. Call the Nats or drop by nationals.com/2013. Check it out.
Let's take a look at Danny Espinosa, the hit by pitch. It's the top hand, and it gets him almost kind of right where your hand meets your wrist. And we watched him between innings. He's trying to stretch it out. You can see the color of it. It's beat red, his whole hand. And just throwing across the diamond, getting a feel for it. That guy's not coming out of any game. He's as tough as they come.
Intense, Ryan Zimmerman said last weekend, right?
Well, it wasn't one of the metacarpals, the carpal bones. Could have been the pisiform or the hamate. And yes, I'm reading that off the internet. I have no idea what's in the hand.
What'd you do? Stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night?
I'm not a doctor.
Top of the third and Justin Upton. Although the glasses, I mean, you could be my family physician with those on. Fastball. Upton well late for it. He drew that damaging walk that set up a first and third, 1 out.
Nice bounce back inning for Gio Gonzalez. 1-2-3 seconds, 68% fastball.
Yeah, just 13 pitches in that frame. Another late swing.
2 good two-seamers for Gio Gonzalez. Turn them over.
Fastball away, 2-2. Breaking ball, Upton waits for it. High in the air, scoreboard, 4-0 Atlanta. Justin Upton's 7th of the year, most home runs in the National League.
And when you're locked in, it looks like you almost know what's coming. I mean, all two-seam fastballs in the sequence away to Justin Upton, and he is just all over this curveball from Gio Gonzalez. Not out in front a bit, let it get deep, let it travel, and took it the other way. And I don't know if he was looking for a pitch there in a 2-strike count, but he definitely got what he was looking for because he was sitting on that curveball.
Switch to 100% fiber optic Verizon Fios. Supercharge your internet speeds. They bring us the Exmo. He had a swing the other night on a double off that scoreboard. And when I saw that, he reminded me a lot of a right-handed batter who used to drive the ball the other way as well as anybody, Julio Franco. And after watching that replay, FP, looked like Franco all over again. He just uncoils. That ball pulled hard. Zimmerman to his left, off the bat of Evan Gattis, and Adam LaRoche will grab it for the first out. Good range by Ryan.
And pretty good play going to his left, little spin move. A play late in yesterday's game where Ryan Zimmerman went back into left field, going to his backhand side, spun and threw it right on the money to Danny Espinosa. Almost the exact same play as Friday night. Perfect throw right on the money, got the force out, bang, bang at second base.
Dan Uggla struck out by Gio, first time up, with runners at second and third. Had a chance to get out of that inning with only 1 run, but Chris Johnson came up with that big 2-run, 2-out single. Slots, Tables, Dining Ultimate is the triple play at Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races. 20 wins, 200-plus strikeouts, first season in the league. Only Grover Cleveland and Roy Halladay have done that.
Grover C.
Grover Cleveland Alexander. And I just mentioned Ronald Reagan a couple minutes ago. He played him in the movie, if I remember correctly. 3-2.
In the Grover C. movie?
Yep. 3-2 pitch. Low. Gio's third walk. Well, for Steve McCatty's staff, that's 13 walks in 3 games. Next up, Chris Johnson. He's had a good series, 5 for 10, 3 batted in.
Well, that two-seam fastball for Gio Gonzalez on the outer half to Justin Upton early in the count would be the pitch right here to get a ground ball.
This flare will reach the seats into the right field corner.
So close.
Well, the ball person's going to give it to someone else. Tough break.
Should have caught it.
Tough room. Good hook. You might remember that last AB. Gio got ahead of Chris Johnson 0-2 with breaking balls, threw him a third one, and Johnson took it right through the box. Turn that one over, change up outside.
Just looking for that ground ball, stay in the outer half. It looks like they're going to come in here with 2.
Up the middle again. Boy, Chris Johnson, what a series he's having. 6 for 11. And the Braves have 2 men on with just 1 out here in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, just done a nice job this whole series of pulling his hands inside the baseball, taking the inner half of the plate and riding line drives back up the middle. That was a nice piece of hitting right there.
Yeah, and his home run the other night, FP, straightaway center field.
Man, he got inside of that one too. It was on the inner half of the plate, pulled his hands in, got the barrel to the baseball, created a lot of backspin. A changeup right now is Gio Gonzalez's friend.
Yeah, pulled the string on Andrew Simmons on his first delivery. Simmons walked first time. Davies Nats 7-4. They've swept 1 series against an East Division team. Don't want to get swept in this one. Pretty good swing by Simmons on a pitch up 1-2.
And I don't think Gio's thrown that curveball since the home run by Upton. He's gone strictly 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, changeup, and the changeup's been good. Tried it right there.
Two with 2 men aboard. Breaking ball stays well outside again. You see what the Braves have in mind here. Right-handed batter in the box. They have a 4-0 lead. Not what you would call 2 speedsters on the bases. Full count with 1 out.
Pitch number 64 coming.
They are running. And that ball is hit to left. Harper is back. And the Braves lead 7-0.
Well, you can see Simmons that whole at bat taking aggressive swings off Gio Gonzalez, letting it rip, and he gets a 3-2 fastball right down the middle. And hits it into his own bullpen. You see the reaction by the relievers for the Braves. 7-0.
A 2-home run, 4-run inning. That was Simmons' first home run of the year. Here's Ramiro Pena. And he hits one off to the right side. Braves 2 more home runs today, so they've tied Colorado for the league lead with 20 home runs in 12 games. The Nats have now given up 57 runs this year in 12 games while scoring 46. I'm pretty sure it was late April last year by the time they gave up 57 runs.
Well, based on what I've seen this weekend, Freddie Gonzalez can sing that same country song that Davey Johnson could sing. No let up in my lineup.
Yeah.
These guys keep coming at you.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Pena left side, Ryan Zimmerman. Throw right into the runner. And that might be another throwing error on Ryan Zimmerman. Drop down sidearm. And a first baseman can get hurt seriously on a play like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys on the right side of the Nats infield that are taking inventory on their right hands. Adam LaRoche Danny Espinosa. Watch the glove go right into the runner. And that can't feel good for Adam LaRoche. He tried to stick his glove in there right as Pena's getting to first base. Contact and couldn't hold on.
Ryan Zimmerman's third error. One in each game this weekend.
And pitch number 70 right there for Gio Gonzalez.
There's a leader right there, Adam LaRoche. Man of few words, but strong ones. Pitcher showing bunt with 2 outs and a 7-run lead. For 1 out, rather.
It's such a long way to go in this ball game. It's tough to get your head down if you're a National right now, but you have an offense designed to come from behind. It's not like this team is a 2 or 3 run a game team, hold on for dear life. They have some thump in their lineup, and they can come back. Especially when you're talking about it's just the 3rd inning. But you have to keep it right there. You have to stop the bleeding at 7, or I mean, it's going to be a tough go anyways.
Breaking ball outside. Left side, Zimmerman to the bag. Espinosa, a nicely turned, aggressive 5-4-3 double play. Braves come up with 4 in the 3rd, and they lead 7-0. (18th, 10 a.m.) There are some restrictions applying to this, but you can bid now on game used jersey and bases from the opening day game. Harper, Strasburg, Davey, rest of the starting 9. You can check it all out at nationals.com/auction. Braves 3 in the 1st, 4 in the 3rd. They've out-hit the Nats 6-1, top of the order coming up for Washington. And check out some happy fans enjoying a great day at the ballpark. DentaQuest provides affordable dental coverage for priceless smiles and reminds you to ask your broker about DentaQuest. Hey, you should come to the ballpark and smile. You might be on a commercial. Spanworth and Harper.
Second time around. And this is when they've been good.
A run here, 2 runs there, 1 big inning. It all starts with the leadoff man here, bottom 3. Span grounded out to second base after battling Mahalan pretty well. First time up today. 2 balls, no strikes. And a good fastball, tails to the inside corner.
We might have to make the debut of a rally something or else today. I don't know. We'll find one. We'll get the camera guys on it. Rally something today.
Well, you know, there's a lot of pups in the park today.
Yeah, we go rally dog.
Rally pup?
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
2013 debut, why not?
I wouldn't mind seeing a rally walk right here. Denard Span again working the count with 2 strikes, getting things full here. Hard hit. Good pick, Chris Johnson for the first out. He was playing well off the line. We've noticed teams pretty much play Span straight away. He uses the ballpark so well, infield and outfield. That'll bring in Jason Worth.
And Evan Gaddis behind the plate right now saying, I would have had that if I was at first.
I think he likes his perch where he is right now. Bit of a struggle over there Friday night. Jason Worth drew his first walk of the season last time, and he was forced out on a ground ball. Right at the shortstop. Worth hit it right on the sweet spot. 2 outs. Let's go inside the numbers with SGG Inc. Bryce Harper, fielder's choice, first time up today. And so the dark color inside the zone, the light gray outside the zone. And what he hits in pitches in those zones, FP. Interesting graphic.
Yeah, I would pitch him right here and right here. Not so much right here and right here.
You know, it's amazing to me how you can look at those and break them down so quickly.
That brought to you by Captain Obvious.
Well, left-handers, we know where their happy zone is. Inner half, down around the knees, a little up from there. They can drop the bat head, and some guys can get their bat elevated too. And that's the thing about Bryce. He's kind of a rare bird because not many lefties are good high ball hitters. Slow roller right side, Chris Johnson to the pitcher. And Paul Mahalan is pitching as well as his offense is supporting him. So, Screech and friends. Nice artwork today. daily departures now between D.C. and New York. Book now at Amtrak.com. Well, it's all Braves. Justin Upton is homered. Andrelton Simmons is homered. This is the one that went over the scoreboard back leading off the third.
He had to be sitting on that curveball. I know there were some fastballs early in the sequence. Maybe he was thinking about going the other way, but didn't even flinch on the curveball going out to right field. And then Andrelton Simmons gets a 3-2 fastball right down the middle and rides it into his own bullpen.
Here we go, fourth inning, top of the order. B.J. Upton bats for the third time. Doubled in the first, grounded out to short in the second. That's a busted bat. A sliver of it went flying off the end of the barrel, and Ian Desmond takes care of that. PNC Bank for the achiever in you with our minor league report. Left-hander J.C. Romero signed by Mike Rizzo late in spring training. How's he doing at AAA? Nearly 3 innings, 3 strikeouts. Nobody has scored an earned run on him yet.
I think you'll see him sometime during this season for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Nats have faced him numerous times. He's got some fire in his belly the way he approaches things. Demonstrative, at times emotional. And here's Jason Hayward, who has popped up to a running and sliding Danny Espinosa in short right field, and then lined out deep to center. Last time up, hit the daylights out of the ball. Gio front door, strike one. Big curveball. That's 11 miles an hour, slower than the previous pitch. We'll check it on the Nissan track.
Just started in the zone, broke it out, good pitch.
ChooseNissan.com, great offers on their most innovative lineup ever. Upton walk, homer, 2 runs scored. That might be another busted bat. Gonzalez really got inside, and a good flip from LaRoche to Gio. Hayward retired, 2 outs.
Gio getting over there. Little 2-seam fastball in the inner half, and you called it. That's 2 broken bats this inning for Gio. Little 3-1, nicely done.
Base is empty for Justin Upton. He now has 7 home runs and 11 RBIs. Most homers in either league, barring what some guys over in the junior circuit do today. Fastball is in there. Dexter Fowler, John Buck in this league with 6. Chris Davis, Michael Morse with 6 in the American League. A 1 pitch, low and away.
And Justin Upton has just continued that monster spring he had right into the season.
This is short center. Denard Span is there. Hey, deep center, short center. He'll be there. As good of a jump as anybody. It'll be Ryan Zimmerman, Adam LaRoche, and Ian Desmond in the 4th. people who will not be happy about this one today. The adjusters will be busy.
Check this out. It turns into 395 south there in a minute.
First down, Tom.
Just a huge pile up, and I have no idea what that thing is. Watch this. This is where it's 395 south. I mean, we got a pile up, huge traffic. I don't know what's going on there.
And look who gets through. It's Tom who went down first.
Don't know what's happening there. Still happening.
Any of you who've ever headed for Springfield or Lorton or Fredericksburg or Richmond on a Friday afternoon, you know what we're talking about. Oh my.
I mean, it's like a bad dream I had once right there.
Don't know what to make of that.
Well,
Here's
how about
Zimmerman.
this for a little presidential trivia?
Today,
April 14th, 1910, William Taft became the first president to throw out a pitch. Throw out a first pitch on this day in 1910. Johnny Holliday told me that before the game.
It was a warm day just like this, Johnny said.
Yeah.
Terps were just a gleam in his eye at that time. No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Zimmerman. Man, every hard hit ball right at somebody. That's 2 to Simmons. And Paul Mahalam, only 40 pitches in the first 3 innings. When he hit a batter, walked a batter, gave up 1 hit. Adam LaRoche and then Ian Desmond here, bottom 4. I tell you, the Braves took this weekend by the throat in the 8th inning on Friday night, and they have not looked back. Nats had a 4-run lead in game 1 after 2 innings. Ross Detweiler pitching beautifully. He was pulled after 7, and it hasn't gone well since. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there. Counts even. LaRoche struck out swinging first time on a breaking ball away.
That's just a case of the ebb and flow of a season. You give a hot team extra outs. You put free base runners on against a hot team. You're going to pay the price. And there'll be a time this year when the Braves face the Nationals when they're hot. And the same thing applies.
Big crowd today. Could be 40,000 or more. The new capacity of Nationals Park this year officially listed as 41,418. There is room for standing room at various spots around the outfield. Upstairs. And LaRoche now looking out for a 2-2 pitch. In the air to left. Pretty good carry. Upton going back. And the Nats continue to hit the ball hard, but reachable by the Braves defense.
That gave it a go. Had the fastball down away, let it travel, backed it up right off the barrel. Didn't have the sound, but it had a little bit of carry to it. And Justin Upton tracking it down. Good route, makes a play.
Bases empty, 2 outs. 6 in a row for Mahalam since Kurt Suzuki singled to right field back in the 2nd. And what you would describe as a Livan Hernandez type breaking ball in there for a strike. 62 miles an hour.
Don Sutton before the game saying that Mahalam will make up pitches throughout the course of a game. He'll just drop a slow curveball in there out of nowhere. Try this arm angle. That arm angle, different release points. As we've seen, any pitch in any count, moving the fastball around nice, and he's got a 7-run lead, which affords him the opportunity to go right after hitters.
Steve Lombardozzi next for Danny Espinosa. We hope Danny's okay. He played more than an inning after being hit by that pitch back in the second. And a 1-2 count now. Desmond can't reach it. He is out. Mascots from a lot of the local college teams. I saw the Capitals guy here. There he is. 7-0 Braves. They're famous. Nats lost Wilson Ramos to the DL, and we hope today they haven't lost Danny Espinosa.
Oh, we don't know anything, but I'm just going to show you where he got hit. It's right in this area right there, and if you're at home and you feel that bone right in there, that's kind of where the ball hit him. So we just hope he's okay. Out of this game, Steve Lombardozzi in the game, and an opportunity for Lombardozzi to get some at-bats under unfortunate circumstances.
Top of the 5th inning. Gio's 85th pitch of the day. Missing to Evan Gattis, who has doubled a run home and then been retired on a hot shot to Ryan Zimmerman. This guy seems to hit the ball hard about 3 out of every 4 times he bats.
I mean, you would think his outlook on baseball after his story, out of baseball for 4 years, Evan Gattis, traveling around the United States. And he played for the Braves for a while and then shut it down. Now he's back in the big leagues after an unbelievable winter in Venezuela where he had 16 homers and 195 at-bats. Out of baseball, and if you missed it on Friday, his Twitter avatar picture is his janitorial card from when he was out of baseball working as a janitor.
Up the middle, Ian Desmond scoops it up. And Gio settling in here. He's retired the last 5. Danny Espinosa was batting, bases empty, 2 outs in the second.
Kind of dove into this fastball right there, and whenever you're going toward the pitch and it hits you in the hand like that, we got a shot where it kind of hit him right where your hand meets your wrist. And he tried to get it loose at second base, was throwing the baseball, and you know if Danny Espinosa comes out of a baseball game that it may be something serious.
Lombardozzi, his replacement, stabbing that one to his left.
You come into a big league game,
the ball will
find you every single time. And it's a good shot right here. Watch Lombardozzi first step, reach over. Welcome to the game.
I think it was midway through last season when we started finishing each other's sentences.
As long as we don't start them, we're good.
Swing and a miss on a pitch up. Chris Johnson, another big day. 2 singles, 2 RBIs. He is 6 out of 11 against Nationals pitching. I mean, we always saw him swing the bat pretty well against the Nats for the Astros and the Diamondbacks, but never like this. He's batting .382. Gio will bounce the 0-2 breaking ball. Chris Johnson, .276 career hitter, 29 years of age. Doing lots of damage against lefties. He had .279 for Houston in 92 games before he was traded to Arizona. And then he hit .286 there with 7 home runs. Reaching out, and everything is going right for Chris Johnson right now. Wow. 3 for 3 for him, and the Braves have 7 base hits. Wow. Alex Rios left town, and Chris Johnson came riding in on his white horse.
Just doing everything right individually as a ball club. 95 pitches for Gio Gonzalez.
Steven Strasburg, what, 109 in 6 innings yesterday? One ball, one strike. One ball, one strike, and pretty good jammage right there and a pop-up. Denard Span taking care of it. Braves have stranded 3. Bottom 3, including Gio, coming up for the Nats. Warriors and welcome them home. And today it's brought to you by DynCorp with our International Troop Recognition. At DynCorp, we serve today for a better tomorrow. Bottom of the 5th inning. Steve Lombardozzi will lead off after replacing Danny Espinosa at second base. Kurt Suzuki.
That's not.
And then it looks like Tyler Moore has a bat, and Gio might be done for the day after 98 pitches.
Yeah, Tyler Moore's got a helmet on, standing on the stairs in the Nats dugout, and that's going to be it for Gio Gonzalez today as Zach Duke gets loose.
2-1 to Steve Lombardozzi. Lewis had in 5 games, 4 at bats. 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter with a double in Cincinnati, and that was from the right side of the plate. He's looking pretty good on that side. Nationals have their second base hit. One from the number 8-man Suzuki and now number 7-man Lombardozzi.
You and I are filling our lineup cards about, I don't know, 12 o'clock today, maybe 11:30, and Steve Lombardozzi was out by himself running sprints. And I think as a bench player, we talk about how you have to work harder to stay in shape. The one thing you want to keep is your eye to velocity of the baseball so you stand in, but you also have to keep your legs strong, and these guys are working hard, and you see the results. It seems like every time Lombardozzi gets in at bat this year, the ball has been hit hard, and there's another example. Staying ready is a hard thing for a young major league player to learn when you don't get a chance to play every single day or at all. Pinch hit here, pinch hit there. That guy's always ready, though.
Good defensive pick that he made in the top of the inning. And Suzuki will raise his hands and get away from that one. Counts even 1-1. Mahalam continues to throw the ball well. 85. Man, his 85 looks like 91. Suzuki took him right field way. Clean single first time. Crowd starting to clap for a rally here. Kurt will get time from Bill Welke. Breaking ball, that is nasty. Suzuki gone for the first out. Mahalam's third strikeout on the Nissan pitch track.
That curveball down and in. Gets the call for strike 3. I mean, Paul Mahalam, 7 shutout innings his last time out against the Marlins, 4 in the third here, so that's an 11 in the third innings, not allowing a run, and he only gave up 1 hit to the Marlins and 2 to the Nats. So 3 hits, no runs in his last 11 plus innings. Crazy.
Braves have been like that over the years with certain position players and some pitchers. Some guys just seem to join that organization and their game gets elevated. You might remember I said last year 13-11 for the Cubs and the Braves. The first time he's even had a winning record in any year of his career. He's looking like a contender right now. And the 0-1 to Tyler Moore, who's hunting his first base hit of the year. AT&T fact. First Atlanta pitcher to allow no runs in his first 3 starts. Wow. Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz never did that.
I see the truck trying to jinx him right now. Nice going, guys.
We're all in. Tyler Moore. Little tapper, it'll go foul. Tyler, 263, 10 homers, 29 RBIs last year in 75 games. Boy, talk about being overlooked. He was called up the day after Bryce Harper while the Nats were at Dodger Stadium late April. So this time last year, he was still in the minor leagues. Breaking ball, manages to stay with it. I'm sure he saw that breaker that Mahalam threw to Kurt Suzuki while Tyler was in the on-deck circle.
I mean, the only thing I can come up with Mahalam if I'm hitting against him right now is just got that short arm delivery where he comes at you hard with his body, but it's almost like he's throwing like a catcher, the ball coming out of his ear, and it's getting on hitters. He's got that little funkiness in his delivery that adds deception and maybe makes that 87, 88 look a lot harder because he's rushing at you and not really showing you the baseball, hiding it behind his ear. I guess you'd have to have a pretty big ear to hide it behind, but he's throwing it with a short arm motion. I mean, you could hide it behind your ear.
I don't know. I've estimated that I've spent upwards of 50,000 hours in my lifetime with a headset on. My ears are pinned to the side of my head. I don't know if it's that many hours. Seems that way.
Tyler Moore throwing a good at-bat on him right now. Fighting.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls away another.
It'd give you an idea of the release point. If you look at the Verizon Fios Exmo, see how he's kind of hiding the baseball behind his body and then just kind of quick arm motion. I guess with the Exmo it's going to look a little bit longer, but that arm stroke that he has, very short, very compact.
Stays alive. Denard Span, top of the order next. Lombardozzi aboard with a base hit here. Kurt Suzuki called out on strikes, and Tyler Moore really battling to get that first base hit of the year. And Mahalam continues to just pound the ball down into the dirt. His 4th strikeout, and he's fanned 3 of the last 4 Nats. Single game tickets available for the next homestand. Cardinals and Reds will be here next week when the Nats get back from New York. They start at just $10. Some of them go to nationals.com/tickets. St. Louis for 3 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 22nd through 24th. And then the Reds are here for 4. And they had Johnny Cueto walk off the mound in Pittsburgh, hurt yesterday. And they've lost 4 straight. Leading 5-0 at Pittsburgh today, though. And here's Denard Span, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of ground balls pulled. That ball is pulled. Jason Hayward waiting for it. And the Nats have been shut out through 5 on 2 hits by Paul Mahalam. President's Race Demolition Derby, and the Atlanta Braves are all over the Nats 7-0 as this one goes top 6. Gio Gonzalez 3 strikeouts today, and the DC area Toyota dealers are generously helping the community again. $37 to the children's end of the National Institutes of Health for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season. Tyler Moore stays in to play left. Bryce Harper will move over to center. And on a double switch, Zach Duke will be the pitcher hitting first. So Denard Span will get off of his feet for the rest of the day.
Duke, a 4-pitch guy, fastball, slider, curveball, change. Fastball averaging this year 87 miles an hour.
Duke, a scoreless inning in the 7th yesterday on just 12 pitches. So he's pretty fresh for this one. Ramiro Pena, the leadoff man. Has never faced this left-hander. Man, listen to this contact. Bryce Harper playing some center field. He is right there. Pena, Chris Johnson, Simmons today. Braves are hitting the ball on the sweet spot. Johnson, the star of this one for them, with 3 hits. But Simmons, the home run in the 3rd inning that really broke the game open after Upton's homer made it 4-0. He knocked in 3. And the Braves have led big ever since. Here's the pitcher, Paul Mahalam, and he's going to check in with a base hit. What a lefty-lefty matchup.
Mahalam doing it all today.
Top of the order, B.J. Upton, 1 for 3 with a double. Up the middle, Desmond can't get it. Now the Braves have 9 hits today. They had 8 yesterday and 9 on Friday.
And just a base hit up the middle. Good effort by Ian Desmond. Down by 7 runs, still playing hard, still selling out for the baseball.
The Nationals swept the White Sox, giving up 33 hits in 3 games. And the Braves look destined for double figures today. Jason Hayward goes up hacking. He's 0 for 3 today. And again, Zach Duke, 3 for 4 career. And that ball scorched down the right field line, fair into the corner. Mahalam scores. Upton coming around. He will be held by Brian Snitker. And the Braves lead 8-0.
Three hard hit balls in a row for the Braves. And Jason Hayward all over this offering. Yeah, fastball down and in, drops the head on it. Good job by Jason Worth to get the ball in, but that's 3 line drives in a row.
Infield in for Justin Upton. They'll walk him to load the bases. So Evan Gattis will get a huge opportunity here. With the score already 8-0. Nats have lost a couple of games already this year, the likes of which we saw very little of last year. The Friday night game in Cincinnati. And now the Braves threatening to make this a double-digit lead. 1 out here in the 6th. Gattis is 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Two for 10 in the series with 2 batted in. Zach Duke, a breaking ball low. over, but low. Ball 3.
Might be swinging right here. Obviously, Davey Johnson walking Justin Upton to set up the double play. But if you're an infielder right here and you know you got speed on first base in Upton, and he's getting a pretty big lead because obviously Adam LaRoche not holding him on, you know as a middle infielder you got to get rid of it quick because he's going to be on you.
In the air right field. It'll back up Jason Worth. They have great speed at third base. All Jason can do is throw it to second. And the Braves lead 9-0 on the second out of the inning.
I mean, watching Evan Gattis this weekend, one thing comes to mind. Why did you quit baseball? I mean, pretty good hacks.
Braves are glad he found himself. Dan Uglow for 2 of the walk today. Go inside the numbers with Dodge. See your authorized dealer. Experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive. Dodge.com is where you can check out the powerful lineup. Ball pulled to short. Good play. Desmond to Lombardozzi, and the inning's over. Braves pick up 2 more on 3 hits, and it's 9-0 Atlanta. Atlanta right now, bottom of the 6th coming up. And every time a National walks this season, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield donates $50 to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, D.C. 36 of them, $1,800. Take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
Use 5 or 6 walks this inning.
And a bunch of knocks. Nats started the day with a staff ERA of 3.96, 10th out of 15 teams in the National League. Jason Worth leads off. He's walked and he's lasered out to short. Hit an absolute screamer right at Andrelton Simmons last time. In his career, 10 for 29 against Paul Maholm with a home run. Maholm 72 pitches in 5 innings. 50 of them strikes. He is dealing in this one.
A lot of off speed.
Way outside, 3-1. Bryce Harper 0 for 2 his next, couple of ground balls. And Worth hits it high in the air to right center. Reed Johnson is out there for Jason Hayward, and he catches it up against the scoreboard. So Hayward gets the rest of the day off, and then the guy that replaces him makes a great play. Reed Johnson has made two of the best defensive plays in the history of this ballpark.
Well, it's kind of how it's going for the Nats this weekend. Sums it up right there. Reed Johnson. Jason Worth with another hard hit ball. Making all the plays on defense. And the Nats just a hair snake bit these last three games.
A couple of years ago with the Cubs, he laid out and got a face full of warning track in left center with a play up against the bullpen wall. Well, the report on Danny Espinosa announced in the press box is sore right hand, and we hope that's all. You know, maybe with the score 7-0 at the time, that's as much a reason as any as Davey gave him the rest of the day off.
Well, let's just hope it is
absolutely
just a sore right hand.
1 ball and 1 strike to Bryce Harper. The breaking ball hangs up and in. Bryce didn't think it was a strike. It's 1-2. Mercedes on the pitch track.
72 miles an hour. Pretty good pitch.
Throw another one right there. It might end up in the second deck. He'll go fastball away, and the count's 2-2. Harper has walked 3 times this season. Came in batting .372. And Mahalan throws it by him at 89. I mean, we're seeing the art of pitching here today. Strikeout number 5. Only entries in the box score. First inning walk, Jason Worth, his first of the year. Espinosa hit by a pitch. Lombardozzi singling in his spot 3 innings later. And then the Kurt Suzuki second inning clean single. What you don't see are a bunch of hard hit balls caught by infielders and outfielders. Ryan Zimmerman, ground balls to second and short.
And I think that last strike to Bryce Harper with the fastball is a perfect example of what I've been talking about on how his ball jumps on you because of the release point.
Got in on the hands of Ryan Zimmerman. Ramiro Pena fires it across. And after 6 innings, Paul Mahalan channeling Tom Glavine in a 9-0 game. On the 14th of April, this one goes top 7. Chris Johnson, Andrelton Simmons, and Ramiro Pena for the Braves in a 9-0 game as they try to sweep. You can watch every out-of-market game live online this year. MLB.TV Premium gives you HD quality on your favorite mobile and connected devices. Check it out, MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Another inning for Zach Duke. Chris Johnson leads off, and he's working on a perfect day. 7 for 12 in this series, 3 RBIs. Well, he's 4 for 4 now, and he's 8 for 13.
I mean, all series we've been talking about it, just keeping his hands inside the baseball. Everything's been up the middle, hard, or the other way. A couple pull side hits, but when you look at the swing, hands inside the baseball, Chris Johnson, like the rest of the Braves, absolutely locked in.
Andrelton Simmons, 3-run homer today. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, and he gets around late on that fastball. That is fair. Zimmerman spears it with the backhand. Perfect throw to Lombardozzi on an outstanding play.
And just gloving it, going toward the line, getting up in a perfect strike to Steve Lombardozzi. Watch the play. On his toes, ball's hit hard. Selling out, down 9-0. Playing hard like it's a tie ball game. Good play once again. With a throw right on the money, and Lombardozzi thinking about turning it.
Bouncing ball left side. Ryan cuts this one off. Lombardozzi throws wide, and Ramiro Pena had that ball beaten out anyway. We saw how quickly he gets down the line when he bunted for that base hit Friday night. It'll be Paul Mahalem now. One for 2, actually 1 for 3. Strikeout, double play ball, and a base hit. And Zach Duke misses with a fastball down and in. That's a good fastball to the outer half. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball is in there. The top of the 7th is over. Time to stretch for a big crowd at Nationals Park. Braves have left 6. And the 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Hyundai. Going to move on to your Hyundai dealer during the Let's Go sales event. Great savings in every new Elantra, but hurry, this event ends April 30th. Braves, 2.5 innings from a sweep. Lesson brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by Honda. Get a great deal during the really big spring event. Now at your Honda dealer. It's a beautiful day in our nation's capital, but right now the Braves are all over the Nats trying to sweep this series. We're going to Florida tomorrow night. Jordan Zimmermann will pitch for the Nats in Miami, and he's got a chance to give himself a winning career record if he can win his 27th. He's off to a great start, 2-0 with a 2.08. Nats have already faced Wade LeBlanc this season. He lost to Zimmermann and the Nats April 4th. Johnny and Ray get you started in the studio at 6:30 with Nats Extra, and that's presented by G. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Paul Maholm, 86 pitches, 50 strikes. Inside the numbers with him from your authorized Dodge dealer. And look at this. Lowest career opponent's average against left-handers. And Paul Maholm is up there with some pretty interesting names, FP.
Yeah, Bryce Harper hasn't had a hit today. Adam LaRoche hasn't had a hit. So it gives you an idea how tough he's been on left-handed hitters throughout the course of his career.
Adam LaRoche leading off. Ian Desmond and Steve Lombardozzi to follow here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Today's copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. 86 pitches, 58 strikes for Maholm through 6, and he'll face Adam LaRoche. Adam has struck out swinging, flied out deep to the bullpen wall in left field. That fastball sails low, 2-0. He hasn't had too many 2-0 counts tonight or this afternoon. And LaRoche goes left field side again. That'll be out of play. Adam against Atlanta pitching this weekend, 1 for 8. Ian Desmond's next, he's 2 for 9. Braves have shut down the Nats the last 2 games and really have shut them out or shut them down since the end of the 2nd inning Friday night after the series got off to such an amazing start for the home team.
Yeah, coming off that sweep of the White Sox in the first 5-6 innings of the game on Friday night, played as good as you possibly could.
Yeah. Breaking ball, LaRoche waiting for it into right. That'll back up Reed Johnson. And he has it at the edge of the track. Ian Desmond next, and then Steve Lombardozzi. Hold on. Desmond has grounded to third and struck out swinging.
You know, obviously you're facing a pretty good staff, but you know, we've talked about it before. The weather these guys are getting in the month of April. And there's a lot of hitters out there in baseball that wish they had good hitting weather. I mean, it's been warm here, almost summer-like. But a good staff will do that to you. And the bats just really haven't come alive in this series.
Yeah, that was so interesting because the Nats basically outslugged the White Sox in that 3-game interleague series. And that's something Washington teams in past years had not been able to do, home or road. So it was so encouraging to get that kind of offense for 3 days against an American League team. That's a fastball. Desmond can't believe it. Mahalam strikeout number 6.
And that's a guy that never really shows emotion on calls, never really argues. So if you see Ian Desmond with body language like this, just tells you what he thinks about the call, and maybe a little bit of frustration too. It's a guy that never shows up an umpire ever. Obviously didn't like the call.
Steve Lombardozzi, base hit in the 5th inning. That was leading off after he took over in the field for Danny Espinosa. Hits this ball sharply right at Dan Uggla, and Paul Mahalam continues to mow down the Nats in a 9-0 game. Braves 9, Nationals nothing. One lucky winner will meet and greet Ryan Zimmerman. It's Masson's meet and greet giveaway. Visit Facebook.com/Massa Nationals and click on Enter Sweepstakes for your chance to win. And now a 3rd inning of work for Zach Duke, top of the order for the Braves. Zach Duke in a lopsided game trying to fulfill a very important function for the Nats, and that's save the bullpen for the next series. That ball will stay in the yard over the head of Tyler Moore, and it's a 3-hit day for B.J. Upton, his 2nd double today.
Yeah, all smiles for Braves hitters today. 12th hit of the day. 3rd hit of the day for Upton, like you said.
First at bat for Reed Johnson. This is a 10th-year veteran, 284 career hitter. Toronto, Cubs, Dodgers, Cubs, Braves. Hit 270 for Atlanta in 43 ball games last year. He was traded to the Braves with Paul Mahalam for a couple of young pitchers on July 30th. Had signed with the Cubs as a free agent back in 2010 after some time with the Dodgers. Tough, gritty player. Can play a lot of different positions. And a 1-2 count. Down to Ryan Zimmerman. To his left, looking back the runner. And over to Adam LaRoche for the first out. That'll bring in Justin Upton, who's walked twice and homered today.
Well, anytime you're hitting the ball the other way like he is with that kind of authority, I mean, where do you go when you have a hitter like this with this kind of pop, having this year 7 home runs? You try him away, he goes out the other way. You try him in, he'll pull you. Just a guy I think that's coming into his own, and I have no idea why the Arizona Diamondbacks would want to get rid of a guy like this. Unbelievable.
At the age of 25?
Yeah.
I mean, just untapped potential. That ball spins up on Lombardozzi, and the Nats will probably be assessed their second error of the day. That'll be Lombardozzi with his first of the year. And to be quite honest about it, the defense just has not been up to standard so far.
And it will be. I just feel like everybody in a funk. It seems like the whole ball club is in a little bit of a funk right now. And like I said, a long way to go in this season. But the one thing that I never thought would be a problem with this ball club coming into the season is defense. And I don't think it will be. Just not a good series with the gloves all the way around.
Jordan Schaefer, speedy outfielder, will run for Justin Upton. Freddie Gonzalez a chance to give some of his extra guys some time in the field. There's a double play ball. Lombardozzi will get it from Zimmerman on a 5-4-3. So the Braves off the board in the 8th. And it'll be Suzuki, Moore, pitcher coming up. NTA, and it's spelled Chris Johnson, 4 hits, 2 RBIs. Andrelton Simmons, a game-busting open 3-run homer in the 3rd, and then the pitching of Paul Maholm, who's been nearly flawless today.
Yeah, coming off a big-time start against the Marlins, where he went 7 shutout innings, gave up just 1 hit, and picking up right where he left off today here against the Nats. You see the release point, the fastball, late life to it. 19 2/3 scoreless innings working for Paul Maholm this year.
About to throw his 97th pitch. Jordan Schaefer stays in to play left field for Justin Upton. Kurt Suzuki, 1 for 2. Tyler Moore. And then we'll see who Davey goes with as a pinch hitter in the pitcher's spot. Nice line drive, left field. Kurt Suzuki checks in with a 2 for 3 day. And by the way, that game summary was brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Arlington and Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria.
And Kurt Suzuki, maybe the Mercedes-Benz of catchers right now, the way he's throwing that bat head at the baseball, doing a nice job behind the plate too. And the one guy that's figured out Paul Maholm today for the Nationals.
Luis Avilan for the Braves. Maholm getting close to 100 pitches.
Man, Tyler Moore is leading this ball club in great swings and foul balls early in this season. I mean, he is on so many pitches and fouling them straight back, and it's only a matter of time before he gets one.
That's a breaking ball. He just couldn't wait long enough. It was in on his hands. And the count, so 2.
He just needs a start. He needs 4 or 5 at-bats in one game. I don't know when that's going to come, but if he can string a couple at-bats in one game together, get that feel, make adjustments, not feel like you're only going to have one at-bat in a game.
Remember what happened?
Take off. Yeah.
Remember what happened in Toronto last year when he got a bunch of at-bats? Got his first major league RBIs, and then boom, he had a 2-home-run game.
I think it was his first start at first base, and maybe even his first start against a right-handed pitcher. And he hit 2 home runs in Skydome.
Second inning double and 2 home runs.
I think we called it Canadian raking.
Clay Buchholz of the Red Sox is pitching against Tampa Bay at Fenway in the 7th inning, and he has not given up a hit. FP and I stared at the monitor in amazement this morning when we saw the highlights of a starting pitcher walking off the mound after a 9th inning. Adam Wainwright. Hey, let's look at Tyler Moore in Toronto last year.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Let's see. Boom. Tyler Moore against the Jays, some Canadian raking.
That was off Kyle Drabeck.
And his second home run off that left-handed dude all the way to center field. So Tyler Moore, we're sending some good vibes right now.
And that dude was Aaron Laffey, and he's still left-handed.
Nice.
Ball gets away, and Suzuki down to second base. How about the first RBI of 2013 right here? Tyler Moore will pop it up, though. Right side, Dan Uggla. First out, bottom of the 8th, and Chad Tracy will get an at-bat.
It's Danny Espinosa on the bench. It's a good sign.
Danny, we are glad to see you out of the clubhouse and out of the treatment room, for sure. Henry Rodriguez, 2 walks, a strikeout, a scoreless inning yesterday.
Was sitting down there close to the game yesterday, Carp. I forgot how fast the game moves. In the front row, sitting right there watching Strasburg throw 98 miles an hour. And hearing that sound in the glove and watching how quick the game is played. And we always talk about how easy it looks on TV and how easy it looks from up here. But you get back down there that close to the game, and you realize how hard it really is.
Kurt Suzuki had to hold up for a moment on the base hit by Chad Tracy. From his vantage point, second base, he had to make sure that thing cleared the infield. So the Nats check in with a pinch hit by Tracy, their second pinch hit of the year, and now Roger Bernardina has a chance to add another one.
That Goon Squad checking in. Steve Lombardozzi with the base hit, Chad Tracy with the base hit. And now Roger Bernardina trying to keep the line moving for the Goon Squad here in the 8th.
Roger Bernardina 0 for 2, both pinch hitting appearances in 4 games. Bernardina 1 for 6 career against Paul Maholm.
Sharkadina hats.
By the way, that was Chad Tracy's 4th hit in 7 at-bats against the lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nats in this inning have doubled their hit total for the day. Two balls, 1 strike. Third base, Suzuki leadoff single. First base, Chad Tracy pinch hit single. Good take by Roger. 3-1. Not easy to do when you haven't had much live pitching coming your way.
Well, one thing you know about Roger Bernardino right here, if this ball's a strike, he will not get cheated.
Oops. Let's see if Mercedes-Benz thinks it's a strike.
Well, it doesn't matter what Mercedes-Benz thinks. It's a ball, and it's a ball by far. And Bill Welke missed that one.
That was a case of balls outside. And he's going to punch him out on that one. Probably a better pitch than the one before. Paul Mahalam is done for the day as he strikes out Roger Bernardino for the second out in the 8th inning. Freddie Gonzalez has already made the call.
Well, obviously, that one outside, too. Roger Bernardino thinking, what do I got to do right here? But when you're a pitcher having a big day and you've been throwing strikes and you're pounding the strike zone, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt on a lot of calls, and that is a big-time start from Paul Mahalam for the Braves here today.
He didn't need the help he got this inning. This call to the bullpen packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Won't be a score like this the rest of the season. But on Saturdays and Sunday home games, you can take advantage of the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack. It's all inclusive. Ticket, hot dog, chips, and a drink, starting at just $19. It's available online only. Go to nationals.com/family. Some restrictions apply. Luis Avilan. 31 games and a 2 ERA for the Braves in 36 innings last year.
And 3-pitch guy, fastball, curveball, change. Pretty good fastball, too. Averages 94 miles an hour.
Bryce Harper is 0 for 5 career against him. And the Braves have held Bryce in check today. He's 2 for 11 in the series, hitless in 3 ABs, game 3 here. 2-1 pitch. Challenge fastball, 94, right in on his hands.
After 3 off-speed pitches going to the heater, 94 miles an hour.
Well, this is that philosophy you talked about with the Braves and Detweiler the other night. Same for the Nats and Mahalan. I'd rather face anybody else now the rest of the day than Paul Mahalan after what he did today. Wow. 113 pitches, 75 strikes. He almost got through the 8th inning. Target outer half. The breaking ball bounces. Evan Gattis, we don't know a whole lot about his defense behind the plate, but that was a textbook block right there.
Yeah, the Braves pitchers like to throw to Evan Gattis. They like his game calling skills, the way he frames the baseball behind the plate.
Runner going at first. Pretty much giving Chad Tracy second base. And it's 3-2. Kurt Suzuki at third. Nats just trying to get on the board and grab something out of this ball game here in the 8th inning.
And you would think in a 9-0 game and a 3-2 count left on left, he would throw a 3-2 fastball. But that runner at third, Kurt Suzuki, is Paul Mahalan's run, and he's got that little scoreless inning streak going. And he is responsible for Kurt. So you see Avalon pitching Bryce Harper. Very tough. Maybe with that thought in mind.
Three-two pitch. And he walked him on a breaking ball away. Bases loaded. For Ryan Zimmerman. Second pass given the Nats today. Mahalan also hit Danny Espinosa back in the second. Ryan Zimmerman, career against Avilan, 0 for 1 with a line out. 4 o'clock at Nationals Park. Ball game in progress, 2 hours and 23 minutes. Bottom of the 8th, 9-0. Hot Atlanta, the way they're playing. Outside with a fastball.
I mean, you could make it a 5-run game right here with one swing.
Sure. Ryan jammed and fouls it off. $39,389 waiting for something to get them out of their seats.
That ball almost got Adam LaRoche in the on-deck circle. And it wasn't one of those off the end of the bat. I mean, that ball was smoked right by him. And he didn't even flinch. Didn't have time to.
One-two pitch. Way inside. So this 3-game series against the Braves draws 114,511 for a 3-game average of 38,170.
Making a little noise right here for Ryan Zimmerman.
That's 3-2.
Start him up.
Suzuki, Tracy, Harper, third, second, first. Zimmerman up the middle, stabbed by the pitcher, who was actually moving away from the ball at the time. The Nats strand 3. They've left 7 to the 9th. It's 9-0.
Beat it out. And something grabs right after he gets to the base. And watch him grab his hamstring right there. He limps back to the dugout. He's on the DL with a pulled hamstring for 15 days. And Danny Espinosa today kind of diving into that fastball, hits him on the right hand, the top hand. And he's in the dugout right now, and we hope he's okay. We haven't heard. They said out with a sore right hand. But the MRI for Wilson Ramos came back to where they think he's going to be back after 15 days. Those hamstrings could be something to where it bothers you all season long. It's just a shame that how hard he's worked to come back that he has to go right to the disabled list this early in the season.
Nats on a double switch. Henry Rodriguez into the game. He's had a couple of scoreless innings this week. Although he did throw a lot of pitches yesterday thanks to 2 walks. 25 pitch frame. And Henry will face Dan Uggla, Chris Johnson, Andrelton Simmons. Top of the 9th for the Braves, who pounded out 9 runs on 12 hits. First pitch, Uggla in the air, right behind the bag and drifting a bit. Ian Desmond, it finally came down.
That's serious hang time right there.
Well, Chris Johnson. We'll see if Henry Rodriguez can get him out. Mid-Atlantic Sports Report returns tomorrow, 5 to 6:30. A special look at Jackie Robinson Day. Examine the state of the game 66 years after Jackie broke baseball's color barrier. Monday, 5 to 6:30 on Masson HD.
I've heard mixed reviews on the movie. Some people say they love it. Other people say they didn't. Haven't seen it yet. You seen it?
I haven't, and I've heard those same reviews. I think if you're a baseball fan, curiosity has to get the better review.
See the Jackie Robinson sign out there in right field in the upper deck. Bryce Harper hit that in batting practice the other day. On a line.
Right side, long way to go. Steve Lombardozzi scoops, turns, and fires, and a very good play. Chris Johnson finally retired He will be 8 out of 14 in this series. Let's have a look at our Hyundai drive of the game.
Let's go back to the third inning, and Jolton Simmons, 3-2 fastball from Gio Gonzalez, hits it out to left field for his first home run of the year. And that's your Hyundai drive of the game.
Get a move on to your Hyundai dealer. It's the Let's Go sales event. Great savings on every new Elantra. This event ends April 30th. Corey Guerin with LaRoche, Desmond, and Lombardozzi due up, bottom of the ninth. Well, some of the Braves fans enjoying themselves doing the tomahawk chop and their chant. Richmond, longtime Braves AAA affiliate, so they've had a lot of fans in Virginia and the Mid-Atlantic area for a number of years. If they can get a stadium deal done in Richmond, it'll be interesting over the next few years to see if they may become a viable major, or rather minor league city again. 3-0 pitch, way outside. 1 on, 2 out. That'll bring in Ramiro Pena. Probably not feeling the most comfortable in the ballpark right now.
I think that was Dan Uggla's game plan. I want to get this at bat over quick. Jump on the first pitch heater.
Veteran hitter. A little bit low to Ramiro Pena, who's 0 for 4 today.
And 97, right back in the zone, just a hair low.
And a 2-1. That is late. 97.
A little cut to it right there, too. I'll tell you what, early in the season, Henry Rodriguez has been as good as anybody out of that Nats pen.
That's a breaking ball, weakly hit right side. Just missing inside. 88. Henry, that's his changeup. And a 3-2 now with Andrelton Simmons on the move. Two walks again today. That'll bring in Blake DeWitt, who will hit for Luis Avila. Veteran left-handed batter. 0 for 0. Hasn't had an official plate appearance. He was a pinch hitter here on Friday night and laid down a sacrifice bunt, setting the stage for that Braves game-tying 2-run ninth inning. And now suddenly Henry struggling with command.
Well, if you're the Nats, there's not a whole lot you can take from this series against the Braves as you head to Miami for a 3-game series, other than you got to regroup as a ball club. Davey Johnson is a no-panic guy, and his players reflect that. You go down to Miami, take care of business, then you got a big weekend series against the Mets, who've been playing very well.
Well, 2 quick outs, and Henry has just lost it here, trying to regain his control to just send this thing into the bottom of the ninth inning.
Kind of spinning out there, got quick 2 outs, and then having trouble getting the third.
Ryzen Fios on the Exmo.
See Suzuki doing his best to protect Bill Welke, who was part of the collateral damage on that pitch.
Top of the order, B.J. Upton, who's had a 3-hit day. Waiting. That is just foul. Let's go inside the numbers one more time with Dodge.
Let's do it.
So when going for a series sweep, the Braves at nearly 72%. Best record over the last 3 years in games like today's. Closing the deal.
Season's still so young. I think Steven Strasburg had a great quote before the game about winning games late in the season versus wins in April. Long way to go.
Good grab by Tyler Moore. Bottom of the ninth coming up.
Along with our Nats Extra postgame show in just a couple of seconds. But boy, this has been a tough series for the ball club against the Atlanta Braves.
Well, the team came in hot, and they're swinging the bats well, they're pitching well, they're doing everything well. And at some point in the season, you'll see a team that'll go 10-1, 11-2 during the course of a season. This team, the Nationals, will do that. And but today, Gio just didn't make pitches. When he got ahead in the count, almost every bit of the damage was with 2 strikes, Johnny.
Right.
He tends to put people away. Today, he left the ball kind of out over the plate.
We also saw why the Braves have the lowest earned run average among any pitching staff in the National League.
They
Coming
really,
in this game, it'll be lower now.
Holland just continues to get better and better. He's a guy that's 20 games under 500 in his career record. But today he threw the ball. We counted 11 different speeds on the board, throwing that changeup around 70. The curveball 70, the changeup 80, and the fastball 70, 80, 87 to 90. So he was tough with location and changing speeds.
But one of the reasons we play 9 innings is because it's not over yet. Don't forget
it's
that.
Not over yet.
9-0. Let's go back upstairs to Bob and FP.
All right, Johnny. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ray. And for the Nats, LaRoche, Desmond, Lombardozzi, bottom of the 9th inning. Corey Guerin takes over here for Atlanta. Sidewinder, and Adam LaRoche goes up hacking. First time he's faced this righty in his career. Blake DeWitt, with Guerin coming in, has stayed in to play third base on a double switch. Well, so much anticipation coming into this series. Off to a great start on Friday. 0-2 to LaRoche, and he'll take a breaking ball low. One of those pitchers kind of frisbees that breaking ball in there.
Yeah, we said in the open on Friday, you know, you want to send a message, but you also have to treat it like you're going to treat every series during the year, no matter what team you're playing.
And the first way you send a message at peace by playing good, solid baseball.
Well, I think the Braves did, and they did send a message. And bottom line, they played great defense. They swung the bats. They got great pitching. They did everything you're supposed to do to win a series.
Adam LaRoche, left field way. That ball will carry out to Jordan Schaefer. First out, bottom of the 9th.
It is time for some Cholula hot sauce, folks, and you need it right now. And we're going to show you Henry Rodriguez, 98 miles an hour. Cholula hot sauce, bringing the heat. And that fly ball was up there for about 9.8 seconds, too, on top of it.
Ian Desmond 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. In the series, 2 for 10. 0 for 1 against Corey Guerin. Braves 4th rounder in 07. 22 games in relief last year. 18 2 years before that. It's another well-hit ball. Reed Johnson will run it down.
It's almost like you knew it was going to get caught before he got there.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's gone all weekend. And just because you're the better team in April doesn't mean you're going to be the better team in September when it's all said and done. But right now, the Braves are playing much better than the Nats. And they've gotten to every ball. They've played Trump-type defense. They've made great plays. But like I said, there is such a long way to go in this season. You can't draw any conclusions from a series in April. At least I'm not.
Steve Lombardozzi back to the pitcher, and this one is over. Atlanta sweeps the series, winning decisively here 9-0 as the Nats get only 4 hits all day long. So for FP, Bob Carpenter. Better days ahead, and hopefully the Nats will be in the mood for a little seafood in Miami tomorrow night. Jordan Zimmerman goes against the Marlins, and he's been outstanding. 6:30 Nats Extra. This has been a Masson presentation. Johnny and Ray next. It's presented by Dodge. Nats Extra, and from the booth, so long for just a while.